1. Peace. The presence or absence of peace in a relationship will tell if a relationship will be successful or not. Peace means the absence of conflict or strife in your relationship. It is something everyone wishes for, but only a few have. When you experience peace with your partner, it's a sign that God supports that relationship and you should stay. You can be at rest knowing that your partner would be faithful to you any day or at any place. When you are not trying to secure a place in the heart of your partner or are not scared that they will be taken by someone more beautiful or handsome, richer, classy, famous or influential, it's a beautiful thing. You can agree on many issues without arguments, and even when you disagree or have little issues, you can always come back to settle those issues. A peaceful relationship also involves trust on both sides. That means you can trust whatever they say or do. Their words match their actions, and you don't have to second-guess their actions or words. When you have peace in the relationship and in your heart about that person, that is a sign that God wants you to stay. If you don't have peace of mind, it could be God calling your attention because something is not right. Things might look okay initially, but God can see beyond what you can. That loss of peace that you are experiencing is a sign that all is not well. Now, when you do not experience peace in that relationship, you are always fighting. There are arguments here and there and no agreement on anything. That is an obvious sign that the relationship will not work out. You should move on in this case. Number 2, the relationship glorifies God. This can sound quite ambiguous, like, how do you know if God is present in a relationship or not? Well, there are many things that show that a relationship is God's will or not. First is the kind of person you are in a relationship with. When you're in a relationship with a fellow believer, it is according to God's word and His will, and evidently, He would want you to progress with that relationship. Another sign of His presence or approval in that relationship are the kind of activities that you engage of in the relationship. Are they things that glorify God and make Him pleased? When you do things that are in line with God's word, when your actions are in tune with His purpose, He would want you to stay in such a relationship. However, when you indulge in activities that make you sin against God or go against His will, or there is gradual decline in your relationship with God, that is a sign you should get out of that relationship. Your relationship should bring you closer to God and fulfillment of your purpose or assignment in life. If you see yourself waking in line with God's purposes for you, living for God and making good use of your abilities with the support of your partner, there is no doubt God orchestrated that relationship and is in support of it. That is a sign you should stay. Any aberration from this should tell you that the relationship is not God's will, and you should move on. Number 3, toxicity. If a relationship is toxic in terms of verbal, physical, or emotional abuse, then you should move out of that relationship. It could be very detrimental to your health and self-esteem. God wants you to be with someone who loves and cherishes you, someone who knows your worth and appreciates you as a person. If you are getting anything less than this in a relationship, you should know that God does not want you to stay there. Toxicity could take one or more of these forms: isolation from other people, friends and family, possessiveness, being watched or monitored constantly by a partner. If you notice any of these above signs in your relationship, you should run for your life. God does not approve of toxicity. Any relationship with God in it must be healthy and allow for the growth and development of the partners involved. Number 4, growth. Being in a relationship does a lot of things in our life. It builds us, changes us, and brings out aspects of our life that we never knew existed. It could be a whole new experience that could either be positive or negative. One of the things you should experience in a relationship is growth. Growth could be in various forms. Partners are supposed to support and help each other grow. They should push each other to become better. And it should be all-encompassing. That means you should grow spiritually, emotionally, financially, and in your association as well. The Bible says that iron sharpens iron. So there should be a form of improvement, something that person adds to you as a result of your partnership. Your partner should be able to support you in your life's endeavors. When you are weak or feeling down, they should be a source of strength and vice versa. If your partner does otherwise, that is, they are not supportive or encouraging, that person might not be the right one for you. Check your life and compare the changes that have occurred after you met that person. Has your spiritual life and walk with God improved? Are you closer to achieving your goals or dreams? Do you feel stronger emotionally? Has your association and influence improved since meeting them? Are the changes you observe positive or negative, or maybe there is no difference whatsoever? Whatever you come up will determine if you should stay or move on from that relationship. Number 5, acceptance. God has created us wonderfully and fearfully and expects us to be appreciated as such. He has prepared people who would love us just the way we are without any form of judgment or criticism. When you are with someone who loves and accepts you wholeheartedly, it's a sign of God's approval. It might be difficult initially to let go of our masks and bring down the walls with people, but that is exactly the way it should be with someone who loves you. You should be free to express yourself with them. No acting up, no unnecessary impressions or anything of such. You do not have to be at edge around them. Even if the world does not understand you or wants you to behave in a certain way, you can be at rest and feel at home with them. That is what God wants for you. Nobody should have to stay in a relationship where they are not appreciated or accepted. If you need to impress your partner, or they want you to change or be a certain way that is not convenient for you, there is something wrong with that relationship. That is not God's plan for you. You should let go of anyone that does not know your worth. They do not deserve you. Number 6, mutual interest. This is an important factor in any relationship. It's a very obvious point, but most times gets overlooked by people in love or in a relationship. For any relationship to progress, there has to be mutual interest or agreement from both sides. Love should not be a one-sided affair. A relationship should involve two people who love each other and are both ready to make the relationship work, no matter the cost. Amos chapter 3 verse 3 asks a rhetoric that many still take for granted today. Can two walk together except they agree? We know the answer to this, but sometimes fail to apply it in our lives. It's a capital no. No matter what you think you share together, the spark that you felt when you met that person, or the chemistry that runs between the two of you, as long as you cannot agree on certain matters, that relationship is not for you. They are the types that are not willing to commit to a relationship and settle down in marriage after some time. They think marriage is not important and you should just keep that relationship the way that it is. Do you wish to have children and the other thinks that just the two of you is a great idea? What about their interest in you and the relationship? If someone does not love you enough or would not put enough effort to see the relationship work out, you should walk away. You see, when the aura of the in-love experience fades, that is what keeps you going. Your shared interests and goals makes you bond and brings more intimacy into the relationship. A relationship where there is no agreement will be full of conflict and strife. And if perchance there is one person giving in to the other at first, it could later lead to resentment that may breed bitterness and create a rift in the relationship. God is not an author of confusion, and one of the things that signifies his approval is peace and order, as stated earlier. If there is mutual agreement, affection, and interest, the relationship is bound to move forward. That means God wants you to stay in the relationship. Anything otherwise is contrary to God's plans for you. You had better leave while you still can. A broken relationship is better than a broken marriage. Besides, it does not mean that person is mad. It just shows that they are not right one for you. You need to look for your own kind of person, one with whom you can agree and make headway together in life.